Yo, what is up everybody, it is Saints fan, and after yesterday's E3 performance by Microsoft and Sony, there's been a lot of discussion regarding which console is actually better. Now in this video, I will be going over what each console does and some information about them, and then at the end, I am going to ask you guys to leave in the comments what is your opinion. Now the first thing I just want to say before I actually get into the video, I am not favoring either console, nor am I a fanboy of either console. I am strictly stating what is going to be on the Xbox and what is going to be on the PS4, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. So do not hate me in the comment section after anything I say. If y'all guys want to go back and forth at each other and have a console war in the comment section, I'm perfectly fine with that. But just don't take anything I say to heart, because like I said, it's my opinion. Now, let's get into the actual topic. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is the looks and the hardware. Now both of these consoles look extremely similar with a slanted box sort of shape. And the PS4 comes with an 8-core Jaguar CPU, 500 gigabytes of hard drive space, 8 gigabytes of unified memory, a built-in Blu-ray drive, and the new DualShock 4 controller. Where in the Xbox, on the other hand, comes with a 500 gigabyte hard drive, a similar 8-core Jaguar CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, a Blu-ray player, built-in Wi-Fi, the new Kinect, and the new Xbox One wireless controller. So on the hardware front, the specifications of both are certainly really similar, so there's not much difference. Now, obviously the Xbox comes with the Kinect, which has voice recognition and happens to always be on, which not many people are happy about, because if you're like me, I don't want a camera to be staring at me 24/7. But I don't think they've actually announced officially if it's always going to be on and all that stuff, so we'll actually have to see. Now talking about the Kinect, we're going to move into pricing, because the Kinect obviously is mandatory for every Xbox, so that means it's included in the price. And the Xbox One will be selling for $500 US, and the PS4 will be selling for $400 US. And what many people are saying is, why doesn't the Xbox One just make a version that has the Xbox One without the Kinect, because then they could sell it for $400 and compete with the PS4. So obviously the pricing, the PS4 wins. Now we don't actually have official release dates yet, so we don't know if the PS4 or the Xbox One is going to come out first, but just pricing, the PS4 definitely wins. Okay, so moving on, we are going to talk about used games, and a lot of people have been talking about this because of Microsoft's recent policy stating it. And the way Microsoft is going to be doing it is they're putting it in the publisher's hands, which you may think that's a good thing, but it's actually not, because the publishers have been wanting to take away used games for a long time because they actually don't get sales from used games. But the way the PlayStation 4 is working is that they said you can just do what you do now. Take your disc, go to a friend's house, use it, go sell it. You can do whatever you want. So definitely on the used game policy, Sony wins with the PlayStation 4. But if you're like me, I honestly don't buy used games. I don't really give games to my friends, so it doesn't really matter, and that's not a big, point on my list. Also, another thing that a lot of people were concerned about with the Xbox One is that you have to be connected to the internet every 24 hours, whereas the PlayStation 4, you actually don't need to be connected to the internet at all. But the reason the Xbox One actually makes you connect to the internet is because they have this whole cloud gaming sort of thing, and the way it works is they were sort of showing an example at their conference with Forza 5, I think it was, and what happens is developers and people that make the games, they can actually use the cloud to make they can make the computer, the AI smarter. They can use it as like some sort of processing power so that it doesn't run on the Xbox as much. I don't really know how that works, but they can do a lot more things with the cloud than just store stuff, which is really cool. But the reason I'm saying that is because everybody is complaining how you're always connected to the internet. Well, look at your setup now. Now, I know obviously some of you guys are going to be like, well, my internet's not the greatest, I'm not always connected. But I would say about 80% of you guys are actually always connected to the internet. So, in all honesty, does it actually matter that we have to be connected to the internet now? Because for most of us, it actually doesn't matter. Now, one thing I do want to say on this front is that I'm going to relate it to Steam on the on the PC. And if you don't know what Steam is, it's pretty much just a game store that a lot of people use on the PC, and it's actually really similar. And the way it works is if there's no internet, you can't play Steam, you can't log in, you can't play your single player games, and you don't hear too many PC players complaining. So I think this whole online thing, I think it's just something that people are going to be talking about now, and then a month into the Xbox One, it's not even going to be mentioned. So going on about this whole multiplayer deal, let's talk about the actual fuck. So going on about this multiplayer stuff in the cloud, let's talk about the actual multiplayer gaming. And what Sony and PlayStation 4 sort of slipped under the rug last night is that you have to pay $50 to actually play online. Now you can sign in and do some things without paying for PlayStation Plus, but if you want to play online with friends, you have to pay the $50 subscription fee, which many of us Xbox people, we've been doing it forever, but the PlayStation people, that's what one of their big things that they always talk about, how it's free to play, and now it's actually not going to be. So on that front, I honestly think the Xbox wins until the PlayStation can show us that they actually have what it takes to step up to the Xbox Live. Xbox Live Gold, they announced that every month you get 2 free games. It's just on the Xbox now, it's so much better. Just the way everything flows, how there's updates, how there's a lot of security. Because obviously people pay, so they have more money to do things. So overall, I think on that front, it's definitely a lot better than the PlayStation as of now. But like I said, we'll have to wait until obviously we see what they actually do with that. And then the one last thing before I actually get into the games and all that stuff, people are talking about how these things are not just for gaming. They're sort of a all-in-one media entertainment system, and a lot of people were saying that's bad about the Xbox. And I've been saying this for a while. I don't think it's that bad, because if you think about it, if you can get a gaming system that can game, do everything really good, have what it is now, just gaming, and then they add the whole, you can watch TV on it, you can watch Blu-rays on it, you can do all this other media stuff on it, I think that would be pretty cool. But like I said, it's all personal preference, but adding that stuff doesn't hurt, at least in my opinion. Okay, so moving on into games, this is what everybody wants to know, and this is what's going to sway most people in my opinion, and this is just, this is what we're here for, games. And honestly, after seeing last night and after reading more about some of the games that both Microsoft and Sony showed, it seems like the majority of the games that PlayStation 4 actually showed aren't exclusives. Now, obviously, I think Mad Max is an exclusive. I think they showed a couple of Infamous, The Last of Us, stuff like that. Those are obviously exclusive strictly to PS3 or PlayStation. But Final Fantasy, I don't think is an exclusive. Kingdom Hearts, I haven't really heard any much about that, and I'll get into that in a second. But those, maybe the Elder Scrolls Online, that has exclusive stuff to it, but it's not exclusively on the PlayStation 4. I think they had Diablo 3, that's also just exclusively, stuff comes out earlier on that. They had Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed. I think they have some sort of deal with Ubisoft that they actually get more, or better DLC or something, earlier on the PlayStation. But, most of the games they showed are actually multi-platform, and, that's usually not something Sony does. And actually, Microsoft, they sort of stepped it up with their exclusives. They had Rise, which was a Roman sort of game. They had Quantum Break, which sort of mixed TV and games, and that looked really cool. They had this game called Sunset Diner, I think it was, or Sunset Drive, and it looked, I think it was from the creators of Spyro and Ratchet and Clank, and if you're old school gamer, you love those games. And it actually had a Borderlands 2 Mirror's Edge. It was sort of a weird looking game, but it actually looked really cool. They also had, obviously, Minecraft. A lot of people on my channel watching this will be happy about that. The PlayStation actually didn't even mention Minecraft, so who knows if that's even coming to that. But back to the Xbox, they had Dead Rising, Metal Gear Solid 5, Halo 5. Overall, they had a lot better exclusive stuff, and then also a lot of multiplayer stuff, which many people play Xbox for, such as Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Titanfall. These 3 multiplayer games, Titanfall is only for the Xbox One and the PC, but Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty, both of their DLCs will be exclusively earlier on the Xbox One. So I think for multiplayer gaming, the Xbox One definitely has the advantage on the PlayStation. But going back to the PlayStation, like I said, the Elder Scrolls Online is coming, Diablo 3 is coming, there's a new game called Destiny is coming, and these are all MMOs. And this is really exciting for me. Now, they showed them obviously exclusive on the PS3 or PS4 because they have some deals worked out, but these actually aren't just PlayStation exclusives. These are going to be coming out on the PC. Diablo 3 is already out on the PC, but they're going to be coming out on the PC and the Xbox One, which is really cool because honestly, when I didn't know that, I was going to go buy a PS4 because I like playing MMOs and I like these games that are coming out. But now knowing that Elder Scrolls and Destiny are not just PlayStation exclusives, that definitely makes things, it opens things up because I'm not forced to buy it just for, these couple of games. So I think that is all for this whole debate. I probably did miss out a couple things here and there, but for the most part, I said everything that has already been announced as of June 11th, which is a day after their press conferences. And in my opinion, if you couldn't already tell, I'm definitely still going with the Xbox One, but the PlayStation 4, I'm not going to lie, if I have enough money, I think I will buy it just because of the exclusives and some of the other things that, I like about it. And what it comes down to, honestly, is that if you like single-player games, buy the PlayStation 4. If you like multiplayer games, buy the Xbox. That's what I think it comes down to. Obviously, there's a couple things here and there that, that matter. Obviously, the used games, the always online, that stuff. But for the most part, I think that's what it comes down to. Multiplayer, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, single player. So let me know in the comments below. I know this is a really long video, but there's just a lot of stuff that we had to cover. I'm pretty excited for this whole Xbox One, PS4, to be this debate to be continued until they actually come out, because obviously more rumors and more things will be coming out as we go along. So if you did enjoy this video and you haven't disliked the video already because I said the Xbox One's better than the PS4 or whatever, give this video a thumbs up, because I might do more of these, and cause I like to interact with you guys, read the comments, see what your opinions on stuff, and because it's really fun to me. But leave in the comments, like I said, if y'all really want to have like a console war or something, go for it. I'm not going to intervene, but those were my opinions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm putting out some pretty cool stuff. Also, one thing I do want to say from my Minecraft fans, go subscribe to me, Brethren, Bolts, and Taz MTV. We're doing a podcast, and I'm going to have the channel link in the description below. It's going to be like the first link. Go subscribe to it, because this Friday is going to be the first episode, and that's going to be really awesome, because we're going to all talk about E3, pretty much what I did, just in a longer version, and we'll obviously make it funny, because, we got to entertain you guys. But definitely go subscribe, just because it should be really cool. But anyways, before this video gets any longer, hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, it's Bullseye. Peace.